Hey!
Hey geeks, welcome to Geek Speak TV Live. I'm Patrick here with Abigail.
Hi.
So, nice. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. I was a bit busy last week. I was at an archery competition, winning, like I do.
Killing zombies is what she was doing. That's her code for. So, how long have we been doing archery?
For about a year now.
Cool. What made you get into archery?
Hawkeye, I'm not even gonna lie.
That's a cool thing, I think, because I mean, like we were talking earlier, it's a big part of geek life. I think it's that most geeks tend to pick up some sort of martial art or some sort of interest in some sort of martial art or weaponry. I know that I really got into riflery at a young age. I don't know why. I watched a lot of war movies as a kid. I thought it was cool to shoot things, but knew that it was not okay to shoot people. I knew to shoot targets and stuff. So I got into riflery, and then later in martial arts because of the Karate Kid. Daniel-san. It's true to legit, And so that's kind of one thing where I think, our culture inspired real life things, just kind of like our cosplay and things like that. It's like what we watch, what we love emanates itself into a real life thing. And now she's like a real life Hawkeye. Did you ever see that on the History Channel? There was like this superhuman, I think it was Superhumans, Stan Lee Superhumans.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The archery guy that could like split an aspirin midair. That guy was sick. Did you see that one?
I think I might have seen it bits and pieces.
It's something like they did a thing with his eyes, and he basically has some sort of genetic mutation to his eye that allows him to like focus in on really small objects far away.
That would be nice to have.
It's a true Hawkeye kind of thing. Like,
yeah, no.
Hawks kind of can zoom in on. Yeah, that's what he can do. Whoa.
Yeah, trying to shoot from like 50 yards, trying to see like the center of the target, you're like, what the frick am I even shooting at?
Make sure you check it out though. I think you can probably YouTube it or historychannel.com, whatever. Stanley Superhumans is a great show. It talks about, real superhuman people who actually have real life powers. And the topic of our show is a superhuman character called Daredevil. We're going to talk more about him in depth, the Netflix original TV series. But first, let's go over a little bit of our Weekend Geek. Do you have anything going on this week that you know of?
Not that I can think of. Pretty much all of my TV shows are wrapped up.
Well, I got a really cool email from Ash from Army of Darkness. Ash versus Evil Dead. And Emmy season is coming around the corner.
Yep.
Emmy nominations begin, the voting for Emmy nominations here in LA begin on Monday. And if you're here locally, you can see billboards and things like that asking, for your consideration. And it's part of the process of being awarded an Emmy. You have to kind of campaign. So Ash has put in his hand his chainsaw in the running. Like that. He wants us fans to tweet Ash, the number 4, Emmy, on all of our social media networks. He sent out a special picture that we're going to post up on our website on this show that you guys can download and attach to your tweets. And, I think it's one of those things where we need to support Ash in his efforts for, world domination. And it's one of those things where we wanted the show as fans. Like, we begged for the show. They gave it to us. And, it's part of us to, like, kind of drive that home a little more. And, like, let's get him nominated for an Emmy. So, Outstanding Comedy Series and Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series, Bruce Campbell. So make sure you create something cool or even show us your cosplay and, Ash for Emmy. And let's get him. That'd be awesome. Bruce Campbell wins an Emmy for...
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that'd be cool. And the box office. Let's talk about that because Turtle Power is dominating right now in the box office. The first week opening, not that bad. $3.53 million.
Yeah, I'm surprised considering it's not getting strong reviews. But hey, Turtles.
Turtles, man.
Stephen Amell's in there, so.
You know what, though? I hope this inspires kids and adults alike to go back to the old Turtles that I grew up with in the 80s. I think that was the Turtles dialed in just right as far as the cartoon series and the live action movies. because it was Jim Henson's Creature Shop created actual physical suits that the eyes moved individually, they blinked, they used puppets and all this cool
They
stuff.
looked funky as crap, man, but it's cool.
It was real, and the story was like, it wasn't great, but it was awesome. It was a turtle story.
It's meant for kids. I mean, it doesn't have to be completely comprehensive.
Yeah, it was fun. So check them out. Check out the old Ninja Turtle movies if you're disappointed by these, because I think they were more true to home to the. At least when I was 12 years old, I got out of school early to see these things, which was a first for me. My mom was like, very much, you're going to school even if you're dying, but she pulled me out of school for Ninja Turtles, because I was like that hardcore, So, and then in the second week, dropping to number 2 is X-Men Apocalypse.
Which
and go ahead.
wasn't half bad, actually.
Wasn't half bad at all. And I'm not going to talk about that, because there was some bad hubbub about press. Did you see that? Concerning X-Men Apocalypse and some of the posters that were put out concerning...
Personally, I think me and pretty much everyone... Okay, this stuff like pops up on my Facebook feed whenever there's a blow up, and all my friends have an opinion on it, because half of my Facebook friends are cosplayers.
Right. Mine too.
There was like 1 or 2 people who disapproved of it. Everyone else just thought it was BS.
Absolutely. And I agree as well. I mean, on a couple different levels. One, even watching like Daredevil, I don't see man-on-woman violence like that. I see 2 superhero characters fighting. I don't see it as, a man choking a woman or vice versa.
Yeah.
Same thing with Colossus in the Deadpool movie when he was being beat up by a girl. I don't see him as being beat up by a girl. He's fighting a villain.
Yeah, and besides, Apocalypse is supposed to be a god, so gender's a little irrelevant there.
Right, and not only that, but Mystique can change into anything she wants. So who could say that,
Yeah, wouldn't she kind of qualify as non-binary or something like that?
Yeah, pretty much it would. And then on the last subject, the reverse of the thing is that there's still a lot of women on man violence that just goes unchecked, the slapping across the face that kind of never gets talked about.
Yeah, that's not gender equality at all.
Yeah, no. So remember, guys, just don't hit other people. And this is a movie. It's entertainment. And these are made-up superhero characters that are kicking ass. And that's it. So let's try to just remember that, and not to take away from the fun that everyone has with this kind of stuff. And let's see. Alice Through the Looking Glass is at number 4. Me Before You, actually. Let's talk about that's number 3 at the first week opening, 18.7 million. I saw this one come up. I don't know anything about this movie. Have you heard about Me Before You?
Isn't it supposed to be some sort of romance or?
That's what I hear. I hear. Well, the reason why I saw it came up on my Facebook feed, and all my guy friends were taking their daughters to go see it, and so I was figuring it's some sort of kid movie, but I guess it's a romance, huh? Okay, that makes sense.
I can't count how many times I've ended up dragging a parental unit to see a movie they didn't want to see because I just didn't want to see it on my own.
Okay. Well, the Through the Looking Glass is at number 4, its second week, 11.3 million with 51.4 million overall, which is pretty healthy for a movie.
Not a complete loss, not as well as I imagine they hope to do.
And especially with all that bad stuff that was going on right before the movie came out. So, I mean, maybe Disney might still have debt back for future. And rounding out the top 5 is Angry Birds with 10.2 million this past week, 87 million to date. Not bad for a video game movie, I think. And it just pushed out probably one of the best movies I've seen from Marvel in a long time, Captain America Civil War.
Yep.
That's still hanging on tall, 7.8 million with almost 400 million to date after 5 weeks. Wow.
That's insane. I'm actually working on a Scarlet Witch cosplay from Civil War, and there's a bit of an event with a cosplay group I work with called Kids Can Cosplay.
Cool. Tell me about them.
Basically, it's right what it says on the tin. They're a cosplay group that support kids and cosplaying in a safe environment to express yourself. And they do charity events, like we're going to the Alexandria House in Los Angeles, which is a homeless halfway house. Okay. And we're going to go visit the kids there.
Cool. In your cosplay.
Yeah.
You're going to love that.
We did something else last year in Skid Row in a park, and that was also pretty fun, but yeah.
Awesome. So how many guys, how many groups, people are you?
Right now I think we're I am actually not sure.
Is there a website?
Yeah, there is. They have a Facebook page. Kids Can Cosplay.
Kids Can Cosplay. So go check them out on Facebook. And if you cosplay and want to get involved in some children's charities, maybe you can contact them and get involved.
Yeah, if you want to see cute kids in cosplays, that's the place to see it.
That's adorable. Yeah, I love doing charity work and getting the word out for all those, because when you go to these conventions, that's probably one of the best parts, I think, of cosplay, is seeing the kids and how they light up when you walk up in your costume and they want to take a picture with you, and you just can't help but make you feel good to bring a smile to kids' faces. And those kids that are sick and in bad times, can really use a smile. So if you can have time, go out there and volunteer. You'll feel great, and you'll help make other people feel good too. Yeah, and that's what part of being geek is, right?
Yeah,
is sharing the love. And we're gonna share some of our love for you for probably I don't know. What did you think of Daredevil on Netflix?
I loved it. My rule with Marvel Netflix is that I binge watch it the night it comes out, even if I'm dying.
Now, this one, Daredevil is 2 seasons.
Yeah.
A 3rd season is still kind of questionable as of this broadcast. I was looking into it because right now they're talking about Defenders.
Yeah.
And so they might just wait on a season 3 to just do the Defenders because...
Yeah, well, there's a word of a lot of Netflix Marvel stuff coming up, and people are also petitioning hard for Agent Carter to come to Netflix.
Ooh, that would be good.
I can't remember how many signatures they have, but they have, I think well over 200,000 signatures on their petition.
That's awesome. And that's a great thing about Netflix, is that it's giving, these storylines that need a little time to be fleshed out, and do a good show. Now, the end of this one's 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The end of season 2, I think probably the last 3 episodes probably can be consolidated into one good episode, because it kind of, to me anyway, it seemed to go on, and the writing was just bad.
Yeah, frankly, they handled the Hand and Elektra very poorly, in my opinion. They did a great job with Punisher. Mm-hmm. And his entire story arc was very well done, but trying to shoehorn Elektra and the Hand in there,
to completion, pretty much as they could, in 2 episodes almost. The last 2 episodes, and then there's some moments of drama that just didn't seem to fit.
Yeah, no, I was actually pretty frustrated. Matt was not the Matt Murdock I knew from season 1. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, he did some really uncharacteristic things. Well, let's go back a little before we go further into it. But let's do a little rerun of Daredevil, just so our fans know, in case you don't know who the hell he is. He came out of the mind of the great Stan Lee.
All hail
Stan Lee, 1964. With Bill Everett and some amount of input from Jack Kirby. No one knows how much he was there. We've talked about Jack Kirby in the past. Who knows? He could have been like...
You want to start a fan argument.
He probably walked by the room and says, "Hate it!" And kept going. It was like, hey, that's some input there. So
yeah, you want to start a fan argument real quick, just bring up Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and watch things blow up.
Who knows what happened? I wish there was if reality TV shows were around back then, that would have
been that would have been entertaining.
That would have been awesome to see. I wonder what
But yeah, with Daredevil, it came from Stan Lee, and basically what happened is he pushed this blind guy out of the way of a car which happened to be holding toxic chemicals. They got splashed into his eyes, and he's got these sort of super senses.
Radioactive! As Stan Lee would say.
Radioactive Daredevil.
Well, that's... in the comic, it was radioactive material that got into his eyes, which gave him, super blindness, not just regular blindness, mind you. Super blindness. So,
but yeah, his everything, he lost his sight, but everything else got enhanced.
Super, you hear black people do have enhanced sense and smell, but this is to the point of where now, when you watch this in live action, comic book, it works, no problem, but when you watch this live action, sometimes you have problems, at least I did watching it in live action like this, because with the Ben Affleck, let's talk about that one. In the Ben Affleck Daredevil of 2003...
They handled that kind of poorly.
That was just bad. It was just so bad. And by the way, if you haven't noticed already, this episode is going to have spoilers and language. So...
yeah. Fair warning.
Fair warning. it was just bad. Ben Affleck just should not do superhero stuff. Stick to your.
What are you talking about? He did great as Batman.
That's for another show. Jennifer Garner, Colin Farrell, and Ben Affleck did 2003 Daredevil. And
Which I think, if viewed as a comedy, it's
Yeah.
actually not that bad.
But it also spawned like another couple Elektra movies as well,
which were awful.
which are just terrible. What the? Anyway, the costume was nice. The Daredevil costume was nice. I thought it was very much to the comic book, like pretty much
Maybe,
the
but
same damn thing.
But
Change
yeah.
a thing.
I think that's why part of the reason sometimes comic book costumes don't translate well.
Yeah. So
That'd be like Elizabeth Olsen wearing the Scarlet Witch.
yeah, don't judge this Daredevil Netflix by the 2003 because this is
this is completely different.
Completely awesome. So he's radioactive, gets super hearing, and they did that pretty much in the Netflix thing. It kept to the original.
They did a great job of keeping to the original comics.
Yeah, trained by Stick. Violence in this.
Holy crud! Was there some? It's one. I think. Did it get any awards for some of the action scenes?
I don't know, but it should.
Yeah,
I don't know if
because
the awards have come around yet for this yet, but if there is any Emmy buzz for this, please. I think it should.
Yeah.
Fight choreography is outstanding.
And I remember in the first season, everywhere that was talking about Daredevil, everyone was talking about the hallway scene, which was him rescuing these kids after he'd gotten pretty severely injured, and he's fighting off all these armed guys, and he just barely stumbles out, carrying this kid in his arms, and it's the most amazing thing.
Yeah, Daredevil is definitely one of those, I was surprised by the amount of gore, just actual gore, where you see penetration of a side going through somebody's eye socket into the back of the head.
Oh yeah, when the guy would killed himself with a spike.
Yeah, you see some crazy stuff that I was not expecting from a Netflix branded show. So
well, because it's Netflix, so they can get away with it.
Right. Wait.
It's like
Kylo Ren started to walk around.
Kylo Ren don't give a frick.
Yeah, he don't care about the show. You're gonna sit right here, boy. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it was shocking for me to see, but I think it wasn't overdone. It was very much in the realm of this is an appropriate amount of gore.
Yeah, it's not like they were trying to overcompensate.
No, or make that the focus either.
Yeah, no.
Because it wasn't a Tarantino Kill Bill, slash your arm off and it starts spurting blood everywhere. No, it was done as well as gore can be done, I guess, in this kind of movie.
So I think the first season was very well balanced and did a great job of introducing everything.
Yeah.
And the first couple episodes of the second season did really well. But let's kind of take a look at where things started going downhill.
Well, the whole love story, I think, between Karen Page and Matt Murdock was wholesome in the beginning. When you first saw it, I loved it. It was very
it
natural.
worked. It actually flowed.
Yeah, I thought actually she was going to end up with Foggy at first, but then
that's
the
what I
best
thought.
friend thing, kind of the handsome. But I don't know if they meant to make Matt Murdock that damaged, but he made some really bad decisions when it came to love, when it came to Karen Page and Elektra.
Yeah, Elektra is sort of meant as a foil for Matt. She's supposed to be the antithesis, sort of like Punisher is.
Yeah, and then the writing, I don't know if they intended this to, but it kind of confused me where it felt like Karen Page was falling for the Punisher. And
that is a huge ship if you don't already know.
I don't know anything about that. And that's the thing about this. That's why I didn't want to do any more research into. I hate spoilers like that. If I'm gonna watch a Netflix show, I'm gonna wait to read the comics after the Netflix is done.
Oh no, Punisher doesn't have any ships in the comics.
Oh,
so
really?
the fangirls who I've been following Punisher since forever because he's one of my favorites from the comics. And the thing is, he had basically no ships. Maybe besides, some people shipped him with Daredevil, but that was tiny. But now I was finally some Punisher romance. I want some poor broken Punisher romance.
And he's a broken dude, and she's a broken chick, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it works.
I kind of liked it, and it was very interesting to see, I thought.
Yeah, but the thing is, they were trying to pitch Matt with Karen, and then they ended up having, I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but it felt like she had so much more chemistry with Punisher, and then the other thing,
and Foggy too.
Yeah, the other,
Everybody but Matt Murdock.
Oh god, the other problem I think I had was that Matt did not give a crap about his lawyer job after everything he put into it.
Yeah, he did kind of throw it away pretty haphazardly.
Yeah, because I remember the whole reason for his tragic backstory with his dad dying is he's supposed to be motivated by that.
Yeah, he's supposed to be wanting to fight crime on
both ends.
On both ends, like handling justice and distributing justice.
I'm not sure if they're planning to make some sort of story redemption arc for season 3 or throughout the Defenders or something like that, but I think they shouldn't have tried to spread it out over an entire season because it just leaves you feeling a little bit unsatisfied, frankly.
And there might be some repair work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And what I liked, I think, about Daredevil on Netflix was seeing Vincent D'Onofrio, who's one of my favorite actors. Loved him for a long time, playing a really bad guy.
Yeah.
And in the last episodes, you kind of see how bad he really is. Because they show you some bad stuff that he's doing throughout the entire seasons, but he kind of seemed like he was impaired until he's incarcerated. And then his true villain...
And then he's just
Yeah, he lets down the veil, and he can actually... even his speech, the way he talks, seems to be more fluent when he's not... out in public, when he's actually in jail, which would be his element kind of thing. They haven't named him the Kingpin yet.
They've made some allusions to it, but there's...
He looks like Kingpin.
Yeah.
He's big and fat and bald.
Oh my gosh. But no, I don't think they could have cast that any better. They really couldn't have.
Oh God. I got this thing about D'Onofrio. I have to show this video just because I love him so much that in 1987 he was in Full Metal Jacket. And he played a Private Pile. And if you've never seen Full Metal Jacket, it's a big, and if you're familiar with Vincent D'Onofrio's work, it's a big step away from who he is as who you could portray him as a character actor. And in this, it's an amazing piece of work. But I wanted to show you this little clip of Vincent D'Onofrio in Full Metal Jacket, as before we talk a little more about him in Daredevil. So check this out.
Did your parents have any children that lived?
Sir, yes, sir.
I bet they regret that. You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece. Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit, I bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Sir, no, sir.
From now on, you're Gomer Pyle.
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you think I'm cute, Private Pyle? Do you think I'm funny?
Sir, no, sir.
Then wipe that disgusting grin off your face.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now choke yourself. God damn it, with my hand, numbnuts! Don't pull my fucking hand over there. I said choke yourself. Now lean forward and choke yourself. Are you through,
Sir, yes, sir.
Hold up. Private Pyle, what are you trying to do to my beloved car?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
You are dumb, Private Pyle, but do you expect me to believe that you don't know left from right?
Sir, no, sir.
Hold up. Out, your love. Hold up. Quickly, get your fat ass over there, Private Pyle. Oh, that's right, Private Pyle. Don't make any fucking effort to get up to the top of the fucking obstacle. If God wanted you up there, he would have miracled your ass up there by now, wouldn't he?
Sir, yes, sir.
Get up there, Pyle. Pull. Pull, Pyle, pull. One pull-up, Pyle. Come on, pull. You gotta be shitting me, Pyle. Get your ass up there. Do you mean to tell me that you cannot do one single pull-up? Up and over. Well, what in the fuck are you waiting for, Private Pyle? Get up and over. Move it, move it, move it. And the way I see it, ladies, you owe me for one jelly donut. Now get on your faces. Open your mouth. They're paying for it. You eat it. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love burrito.
That was Vincent D'Onofrio as Private Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. And oh my God. Now this, I have this big anti-bullying thing.
Yeah.
And in this movie, there's a scene that I actually have to fast forward through because it gets kind of bad. I actually can't watch it when they beat him up with the bars of soap. It's just too much to watch because he plays such an innocent, childlike character.
That's kind of why I get that. I have a bit of trouble watching Forrest Gump because of that. It's just...
If someone thinks like, oh, it's so hard to watch, yeah, but it's one of those. It's a really great movie, and like it's all has its context, of course. But yeah, great job by Vincent D'Onofrio and everybody in that movie.
Yeah.
And in Daredevil as well. Let's see, Barenthal. I want to talk about him real quick because
Oh yeah, definitely.
As the Punisher, badass.
God, I was a little bit worried about it at first because I worried...
Because of Dolph Lundgren?
No, I worried because I'd watched The Walking Dead so much that all I was going to be able to see was Shane. But nope, no Shane visible.
You know what? And it took me like 3-4 episodes to realize that's John Barenthal from Walking Dead. he like doesn't even register, honestly.
I was actually waiting for him to do the head rub thing.
But yeah, dude, it seriously did not even register, and did a great job as a Punisher, cold-hearted killer, so to speak, and talented, just so talented, that man.
He made me cry. Gosh darn it!
Well, I wanted to bring him up specifically because there's a show that's on right now that he's also a voice of. He plays Lex in this show called Supermansion. Have you heard of the show?
No, I don't think I have.
This is a cool show on Crackle, and you probably haven't heard of Crackle either, but if you haven't, Crackle is Amazon's streaming service that's kind of like Netflix, but not quite like Netflix. They're trying.
Thank you for making that so clear.
Go Amazon, you can do it. But if they don't do it, I heard rumor from a friend of mine who was working on the show who said that they're going to try to sell it to Netflix, so it gets real distribution, because Supermansion not only has John Barenthal on it, but it is voiced by Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
And Seth Green and Keegan-Michael Kay. So it's got some real talent. Check out this quick trailer because you guys got to see this, and hopefully we get some buzz and they release it to everybody. So enjoy Supermansion real quick.
Where after the events in Washington, the League has been called before Congress.
A recent poll found this fourth version of the League to be the most reckless yet.
Is it time to dissolve the League? That's what the Senate is debating this afternoon.
Some people are saying that I need to retire.
We are those people. I'm looking at a laundry list of shameless expenditures that suggest you've lost the ability to lead.
It's over. They were right.
What are we going to do?
Wait a minute, aren't your parents rich?
And I'm out! Never lend money to friends, Rex!
These are my boner pills. I have issues maintaining erections.
You get the rings. I just sat on my balls.
You want some cooch? Feast your eyes, I'm a cat.
You may call me Jubot.
Can he call himself Jubot?
We don't love it. Welcome back, soldier. Our president's a black man. The f is this guy's name? Barams?
They were therapeutic massages. Okay, they were just massages. Okay, erotic massages by a prostitute. I'm not even sure it was a chick.
I'll be recommended to Congress that they shut your entire operation down!
Sirs, we deserve a forum to defend ourselves.
This is it. This is the forum. Alert!
So that was Supermansion. It's awesome. It's awesome. I've got to check out a couple of episodes. It's hilarious. Bryan Cranston does a great job, and it's superheroes.
Didn't it say it was from the creators of like Robot Chicken?
It is those guys.
If you've ever watched that, it is.
Yeah,
it's
so
hilarious.
Definitely give it a watch. Support it on Crackle if you can. Hopefully, they'll get it out on Netflix soon enough.
If you have monies, use your monies.
Yeah, use your Amazon Prime, whatever you got. You know, use it for good for them, I guess.
There's actually a couple of good shows on there, so check it out.
Check it out. Well, that's pretty much does it for this week's show. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you guys for watching, and make sure you guys tune in next week. Well, we don't know what we're talking about yet, but hey, it'll be about something for sure.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll be here. All right, guys, you have a good time. Thanks for watching, and say bye, Kylo.
Say bye. Bye.